All right, New Gear Days here again. We've got a package from, this is from Musician's Friend, Kansas City, Missouri. It's that time of year, Christmas, so a lot of things on sale. Let's see what we've got here today. I'm sure we purchased it on sale. So let's, package is in kind of rough shape. Hope the package inside's not. We'll soon find out. So, that box got tore there pretty good. Let's just hope everything inside's fine. Okay, there's another box in here, so let's get all the packing material out. And this is what I call a major pedal. Expensive. So let me get stuff out of the way here. Pull that out of there. It's the invoice. And this is the Boss EVH SDE 3000EVH digital delay. So that's what we're going to be looking at here today. And we'll switched overheads here. All right. Looks new. I have a big thing about getting products sent out as new that have been returned. This looks new, so we're in pretty good shape here today. All right. Got a package here. And I believe that these three cables are ground lift cables. This pedal has a function. I believe that it goes to three different cabinets, or you can run out to three different amps, and it's called wet, dry, wet. And it's very noisy, so we've got three of these. These are ground lifts. It just means that there's no ground going through it, so those may come in handy. Here's three, I guess these are rubber feet that go on it on the bottom. Here's those three ground lift cables. It has a, looks like a registration card here. Just scan that to register it. And here's the ground lift cables instruction. And here is the manual, or should I say the poster, because it looks like it's a poster. You got to spread this out to read it. Okay, it has a read me first. I guess we'll put that aside and get to that. And this is the operations diagram. This reminds me back in the days when rolling rack gear was around. They always had these fold out things. I guess people like maps. You can fold them out, spread them out, and find what you need at quick radius that way. All right, let's see. We'll put all this back in here later. I believe it comes with a power supply. I'm guessing it would, because it is a large pedal. Got little rubber things on the side. And let's go ahead and pull everything out of the box. I'm sure this is the power supply. Let's check just to make sure. It is. And this is it's got a cable, so it's yep, still has a power supply here. So you plug one cable into the other. This is hadn't seen one in a while like that, where you had two separate cables for a transformer on one of the lines. Okay, so that's going to be something we look at later. Okay, let's put this back in here and make room on the table so we can take a closer look at this here pedal itself. And they've got it wrapped up real neat. I believe it's taped. So we will just cut the tape so that we can save the Okay. This is the EVH model of the SDE 3000 from Boss. I believe in the day it was from Roland. Of course, Roland and Boss are, similar. It's got 3 of the foot switches here, and this has similar controls to what you would have seen on a rack unit years ago, except no power switch. So it has, you'd have had this to one side, then you'd have had your selections across the front of the rack unit. It's a nice looking unit. It's got the Eddie Van Halen EVH graphics on it. When he used to tape his guitars, and then he ended up painting them after the fact. On the side here, it's got the MIDI out, MIDI in. It's got a USB cable, but a lot of people tell me there's not an app to control this, so that's maybe for firmware updates or something. And it is Roland Corporation on the side here. So, but they should have moved that to the back. I don't know why they put that on the side. I guess they were trying to make the pedals smaller. But I guess you could still use them if you had it on a rack, unless you had something right up against it. All right, so the controls will get across the top on the screen here. Delay. This tells you the delay up top, and then the modulation. The modulation is the rate and the depth. The delay would be the time in milliseconds, the feedback, and then out, I'm guessing, is a time there or something on that. All right, and you've got controls. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got your banks. These are standard AB bank. Here's your Eddie Van Halen presets. As I understand it, there are 8. So there'd be an AB on this. I think the first light's off, I guess, or it's red, and then it turns green if you're on bank 2. Same here, except the first 4 are set up for the 3-cabinet setup, the wet, dry, wet system. And we'll definitely be hooking it up like that, because that is going to give you the best, the widest sound. If you ever went to a Van Halen concert, if you got there early enough to hear them doing sound test, when they would, it may not be Eddie on the guitar, but someone would be out there testing his unit, getting the levels up to, so that you could hear them in different parts of the arena or stadium, wherever you're at. But it had the widest. I mean, it was one guitar and it sounded like 2 or 3. It just had that sound to it. And I'm guessing a lot of that had to do with this wet, dry, wet setup that he would use. All right, on the bottom right here, you've got filter, feedback phase, time. You can double the time, so I guess you hit that each time it doubles it. Digital delay 1, digital delay 2, setup, delay phase, and then this is the mod. It could be modulator, but I'm guessing it's the mode. Who knows? We'll find that out when we get started on the review. You got delay 1, delay 2. So it's 2 delays. That's what I meant to tell you that. It's got 2 separate delays in it. It says dual digital delay at the top here. So this turns on the first one, and I guess you can go through the different ones you have saved there. And this goes through the second one. This over here is tap and control. I was going to see if it had an expression pedal. It has input, left and mono on the first input here. Then it has return or right input. So if you're going from a rig that's stereo out to this on the effects loop, then I guess you would go left in, right in. On the Tonex, we could go left in, right in, and then we could go left out, right out into our system. And that would be like an effects loop of an amp. This, however, I believe we're going to be going guitar in, and we're going to be running the send out to the amp and the return back in, and then we're going to have left and right going to our system, and then we'll have the output going. All these will go straight to the output, to our board, in other words, as an input. This does have an expression, has control 1, 2, and 3. Expression 1. So it's probably a single expression, or you can put 2 different control pedals on this. In other words, so it does one or the other. I don't think it does all 3 of those. This is control 4, 5, and expression 2. So you have either 2 control pedals or an expression pedal and a control pedal, and it's 9-volt in. It has a ground lift here on the back for your effects loop. Off in the middle, or you can lift the ground on the input or on the return or the send. It has a ground wire here. So I'm guessing if you're using this with a high-powered amps, something like that, that's the only thing I can think. Then you put a ground wire here, or if you have ground problems with the whole unit, because DC is not going to have a ground. So I'm guessing you probably would, if you got this going into some heavy 100-watt amps, I guess that's probably there for if you use this on stage or something. There might be a regulation saying you had to have it grounded. But anyhow, you can loosen that screw and apparently put a ground wire there. Okay, nothing on the bottom. Like I said, we've got the MIDI out and in, USB. Anxious to see what the USB is going to be for. Hopefully that's something we can use, and hopefully that somebody's written an app for that. All right, that's it. The Boss SDE 3000EVH dual digital delay. And that's going to be coming up real soon in one of our raw reviews. Look forward to it, and I'll catch you in the next video.